a temperature this morning of 99.1.
Well, that's not good.
I just feel like I have allergies. There you go. Your notification just came up.
Okay. Okie dokie. Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker. How's everybody doing?
Okay, I was waiting for Todd to do his thing. I was like, and he's not even there.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Stop.
My YouTube was acting up.
Oh. It's snowing this morning.
It is. Yeah, I walked out. You know, remember it was. I think I got up to 73 yesterday.
Oh my God.
And I walked outside this morning, and it wasn't like coming down snowing, but it was flurrying.
Well,
and it was right now it's 27. So.
It's like white out here.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yucky. Well, maybe they won't want to see you. Maybe that'd be a good thing.
They
right?
said they might start doing televised visits.
Oh, well, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, we have like so many more cases now. We're up to 338.
It's going up.
Well, they said the other day that the reason why we had such a big jump is because like there was like other places like labs and stuff that were like outside labs that were doing testing.
Mm-hmm.
They had tests or whatever, and so they didn't get all of those confirmations or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it went from 110 to 300.
Oof,
like
man,
basically overnight, and then so 300 was our number yesterday, and then 338 is this morning. Yeah, I know that it's the cold is good for it because it like kills germs and stuff, but it doesn't make us feel any better.
Right. Good morning, Hank and Tanya and
that top chat tried to get me.
Cindy Y. And Cindy
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Tanya said that she, or Tanya said, Tanya, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway,
Tanya.
She said that her job shut down yesterday, and she just started the job 3 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully, utilize those things that they're those options that they're putting out for you. You know, if you're not working as many hours as you're used to, 40 hours and you're full time, then go and put in for unemployment.
Yeah. Yeah, go put in unemployment and then start reselling.
Yep.
Just
double dip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting pretty crazy.
Yeah, I had another non-banner day of 3 sales. Yay.
Well, at least you're getting something.
Um,
At least you're getting
Horrible.
something. I know.
I want to go back to a month ago.
It's bad right now, but it'll get better. Live through it.
Stock market actually went up slightly yesterday.
oh,
Well, that's
good.
good.
So maybe the bottom is in. I don't know.
Well, I don't know how long this is going to go on, but oh, good. Tanya, she said she did apply for unemployment. That's good. They said that they were not counting the 10 days pre or whatever, and
Yeah,
like the 10-day waiting period or whatever. They're
I think that's by state. I think your state has to approve that
do they?
because our governor went on and announced that, yeah, he was going to enact that.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that was just for Texas, but other states could be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. My son-in-law, he's kind of having the same problem. He's a mechanic, and everybody in California they're being told to stay home, and nobody's going to get their car fixed. So he's been working. I think the whole week he worked like half days. Yesterday was like his first full day that he worked, and
Yeah. This thing is hitting so many sectors of the economy you wouldn't have even thought about until now.
yeah. Good morning, Tina. Yeah. So we just hanging out, getting some listing done. I got some good listing done yesterday. Was very, very, very happy about that. I was kind of I don't want to say that I was burnt out, but I kind of felt like I was kind of in burnout mode. Maybe just like emotional, over emotional or whatever, and kind of get anxiety from all this trouble, But I got motivated. I had a couple of motivators, and they got me going, and I got I don't know how many I got, maybe 25 maybe, which to a lot of people that's not very many, but to me that's a good sturdy number of listings to get done. So.
That'd be like 5 days for me lately.
Yeah.
I haven't done much since before we went to Galveston last week.
You getting a vacation from your vacation?
I don't know. I'm just bummed all the way around. I was gonna go to the only estate sale left standing, and then they decided to cancel. Huh?
Tina says she's losing. They're losing jobs at the shop. People are pulling jobs until this passes because they don't know if they'll need to keep their money. It's affecting a lot of people, but definitely keeping informed on anything that they're implementing to help small businesses and stuff like that. Utilize those things if they pertain to you. Yeah, I just I hope it doesn't. I hope they're on top of it, and you know, they get it contained and get people, you know, the what if they need medicine, or you know, get them, take care of them and everything, and then we can just move on, you know, go back to daily. It's going to take us some time for that to happen now, I think. So
Has the spread of this slowed down any?
no, it's going up.
It's still going up.
I don't know if it's going up. I think, like Sally was saying, you know, like the numbers in her area have increased like overnight, just because maybe they didn't have testing in one area, and then they, you know, or somebody reported a bunch of cases that were positive, but they didn't get tallied into the numbers right away, and so you get, you know, kind of a fluctuation of big numbers coming through. And I can imagine that there would be a lot of cases that are still trying to, you know, go through the process and everything. So the biggest thing that you can do is stay in. I think that is key right there. Whether if you're sick, you don't need to go out. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, I mean, there's not a whole lot of that they can do for you if you've just got the normal flu symptoms, you know. Now, of course, if you have asthma or COPD, something like that, then yeah, you probably need to be, you know, looked at, and maybe they can give you a nebulizer or something like that. But there's not a whole lot that they can do because it is a virus. It just has to run its course. So if you're experiencing fever and flu symptoms, the best thing that you can do for you and for everybody else is to stay in. I mean, I understand, you know, the tallying of the numbers and all that, but that's really not, individually, that's really not doing anything for you, because you're just a number. You know, if it's flu symptoms, the best thing you can do is stay in. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So that's my take on it. You know, if you think you're sick, don't go to your grandparents. You know, if you, it's just that simple. Stay in.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Jennifer. Happy birthday. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, yesterday I scheduled with my CPA to pick up my tax paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that her daughter had been exposed at the Houston rodeo and that she was sick.
Oh.
So yesterday morning she traveled to Fort Worth to pick up her granddaughter and keep the granddaughter. And she'd be by to pick up the papers later in the afternoon, what she did. So it's getting closer and closer to home.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to think about it. Mike, he says, I'm sick and I'm going to kiss everyone I can today. Life goals. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm still doing phone calls and stuff. They want me to self-isolate. They don't want me working.
really?
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out from Teresa if I need something from them. Like if I need, need something to give to Teresa.
Yeah. So do you have to, do you have to self-isolate for a while or
Yeah.
14 days?
Like, yeah. To figure out like if I'm gonna get sick.
Okay.
Or like if I'm gonna show more symptoms or if I need to be tested or
Okay.
whatever. I think, see, I'm like scratchy and I think
Yeah.
it's allergies. I
Yeah.
think it's allergies.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me. But who knows
Yeah.
what that is?
Well,
Maybe it starts like that, or maybe, some people start feeling like that. But
yeah.
to me, it feels like allergies, and with only having a 99.1 fever, that's low grade. And I've heard that the fevers are high, but they said they're not taking chances with the fever.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame them. Oh yeah, I definitely think there'll be yard sales this summer. This thing is gonna blow over. I would give it about a month. People that are sick.
I hope so.
I just think that on the average, if somebody's sick with it and they're able to stay at home, then if they're sick and they stay home and they isolate themselves and everything, I definitely think that as long as you're not infecting other people, and you're just causing the snowball effect of it,
Yeah.
then I think we'll be okay. You have it before the fever shows up. Yeah, Tina might have had that.
Yeah.
She had the fever, and she said she had the tickle in her throat, and so I don't know. And they did say that fever was like one of the main symptoms. They were saying about what did they say? 100.5 was. So it wasn't a super super high fever, but it was. There was, you do have an elevated temperature.
Right.
Slightly elevated. Yeah, there's a lot of places canceling graduations and proms, and
yeah.
Kansas, they completely shut school down till the end of the school year. They weren't messing around.
Right. Okay, I got another phone call. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, but I think it's gonna take time to get through this and get people to stay indoors. Don't you think, Todd?
Yeah. Except I'm thinking about leaving today to go see Mom. I may not should. I don't know.
Well, do you think you've been, around anybody that may have had it, or are you?
No.
Do you have any symptoms?
No.
Okay.
I'm not getting any prettier, but.
And I say you were probably pretty. You were okay. Yeah, there's a lot of places that are A friend, Cindy said a friend lost her mom and they can't have the funeral for a while. There's a lot of that going on. It's just the way it is, you know. We just have to, whatever little bumps we come across, we just gotta, you know, take it with a grain of salt and move on.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of burials without ceremony coming up.
Yeah.
Just do the ceremony part later.
Mm-hmm.
The celebration of a life later, you know. There should be time for that in the future.
Yeah, I mean,
But you can't just fill up the morgues until they don't have any more room and start stacking them out on the sidewalk.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have you got to get them buried. But yeah, just crazy. I kind of have this thing of, one day I'm pretty sane about it and pretty I don't want to say lax, but I try not to let my anxiety, get the best of me and, start thinking, oh my gosh, the sky's falling type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
But like yesterday, I was pretty. I had some pretty high anxiety about it, because you just don't know. I had a friend call me, and she was adamant about saying stuff was going down, and that gave me that anxious feeling, because you don't know what's going to happen. But really, I think if everybody just kind of keeps a kind of a sane mind and, get the things that you need, but don't hoard things, because everybody needs probably that same stuff you're looking for.
Yep. Our local grocery store still had empty toilet paper shelves.
Yeah. Be nice to your fellow man or woman, and, try to be good neighbors, and that's about all you can do. One day you're fine, and the next you want to cry. That's it. That's so true. Prepare, don't panic, even if that means mentally, emotionally, prepare for anything to come. Good, bad, neutral. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Morning, Jennifer.
Yep, the old Boy Scout motto, be prepared.
Yeah, Hank says, like having to list stuff from the piles you really don't like listing, the boring stuff and the more difficult stuff, even just preparing for that and figuring it out. Yep. What's going on, Sally? Are you causing havoc?
I am. Keeping one of them nurses busy. I said, my boss wants to know how long I'm going to be out. She goes, I don't know. Let me see. Spring? I said, don't say that. I said, don't.
You should be good then, because tomorrow's the first day of spring. So.
I know, right? But it's snowing today, so it's still winter here.
I know.
That doesn't mean anything, that date.
I know. Yeah, I was having a heck of a day yesterday. I just did, I've got a lot of stuff to list. I've got a lot of I don't have a lot of different things to list. I have a lot of clothing. I have a lot of jewelry. I have a lot of flatware. I have a lot of shoes. I have a lot of postcards, but nothing was desirable to me. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't make my mind up on, what I wanted to list. And I just dove into the clothing because I have the most of that, and that takes up the most room, So I just dove into that, and just once I got started, I was okay. But I think it was really just getting started. And
So you did get it going.
yeah, I think
good.
I got 20, 24 or 25 listed.
Oh, good.
So I had a good listing day. Oh my gosh, Fishing and Picking says snowing. Damn, I had to turn on the air conditioner last night. Nearing 90 degrees this morning or today.
Oh man. Yeah, it's not warm here. It was warm here yesterday. Yesterday we had to go over there and to Grayling, and I put my coat on, and of course I was like wearing jeans and a shirt. Well, I put my coat on to get in the car, and I automatically took it off. And put my coat back on when I got outside because it was a little windy.
Yeah.
But today it is not warm at all.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to have a high up 30, 35, I think it is. And the wind's blustering, and yeah, it's just not going to be I don't know. I'm tired of this. It's hot one day and it's cold the next, and all that. That's just making me mad.
Who is making you mad?
The weather.
Oh, the weather. Yeah, it's not agreeing with me right now either.
I wish it would just make up its mind. If it's going to be cold, then just bring it on. Just bring the cold in.
See, it's really not that bad here. It's only 34.
I know.
But it's snowing like a bitch outside. Mad one.
Texas Val says, my front field is completely filled with bluebonnets, and you can smell them in the air when you walk outside. That's cool. Oh, you're going to have to take me a picture of that. I would love to see
that. It sounds pretty.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah, go out and lay in them and do a selfie.
I went to bed. What time did I go to bed? It was probably around 12:30-ish. And I was up at 5 o'clock. I
don't know how I do that, sister.
I don't know how I did it either. I was tempted. I was so tempted to go back to bed or get a blanket and get in the recliner, and then I was like, yeah, but if you do that, the likelihood of you sleeping in or oversleeping is very likely that you will do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get up. I got some things to do. Got up, got dressed, and got to work. Fishing and Picking says, Todd, is your mother improving?
Yeah, they got her stable, but she's still in the hospital, so
yeah,
I may go over there today. Maybe spend the night. I don't know.
Yeah.
Check on things. I don't know how much I'll get to see her because they're only allowing one family member in at a time.
Yeah.
So,
well, at least they're doing that. I mean, because some places they're not allowing anybody.
Yeah.
Which that can kind of hurt the resident more than
oh yeah,
help them. You know what I mean? Like they're self
Yeah, they're the whole mental,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah, Texas Val says call first and make sure they'll let you in.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go over there just to see my brother and his wife, but hey.
Todd is thinking about doing a working wino hangout.
There you go. Sounds like fun. Good morning, Karen. Yeah, Mike says high of 80 and low of 40. What to wear for that? Go streaking.
Short sleeve shirt with flannel on top.
Oh. Cindy says here they're not allowing anybody in the hospitals unless it is end of life stages. Huh.
See, it was weird yesterday because when I went to the hospital to get my CAT scan yesterday, which I got the results of that, there was nobody wearing masks except some of the patients, and there was not a whole lot of people. Like there wasn't many people, but none of the hospital staff was wearing masks, which I was surprised. I would have thought that, that they would have been wearing masks, but maybe they're thinking if you're wearing a mask, then you're going to have to change it for each person that you're around.
Really?
What?
You're going to have to change it for each person that you're around?
Well, look at it this way. Like if I was to come in there and then, and they talk to me and they're wearing a mask, then I have something and I accidentally spit on them or whatever.
Right.
Or cough or whatever, then that's on their mask. And so if they go and talk to another person, or, maybe that's on them or something, or, or they're having to change masks every time, that would be like,
like cross contamination
or
type
cross,
of thing.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. That I just kind of try to see it, kind of like them stopping the refills at the store. I just kind of try and think of how they're seeing, that's gonna help anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You change gloves with each patient, so I can understand changing masks. And basically, when I went in there, there was a desk right in the front. And you have to have your temperature taken, which I didn't have a temperature yesterday, and make you sanitize your hands. And that's all they did. But they, I think that, and I was surprised because it was, not saying that it wasn't needed. Obviously they think that the CAT scan was needed. But hi, Jenny.
No, that's Izzy.
That's Izzy.
Oh, Izzy. That's Izzy. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's not Jenny.
Izzy. Isabel. Isabel. You're a cutie too.
Is she blind?
Yeah.
Aww.
She still sees light and dark and shadows, but that's about it.
Yeah. She's working today, huh? Working and looking for bacon.
You are a cutie.
Yep,
Yeah,
fat dog.
Karen says, my concern is the testing parking lot centers where the lab workers are testing don't have the supplies to keep changing gloves and lab coats, and it could spread that way.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you got to change your gloves. That's an absolute necessity.
Right.
You got to change your gloves.
Oh, my cat scan shows that it's a fluid filled cyst.
Oh.
And I have to see they're gonna refer me to an ear, nose, and throat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good, right?
Well, yes, but I don't know when.
Right.
Like it'll probably be a while.
Yeah. Yeah, Tina's got a pug, and he'll be 15 years old.
Yeah.
In September, which is crazy.
I remember that pug when he was just a baby.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Tina got him when he was pretty young, wasn't he? Like
he was a puppy.
Yeah.
He was a puppy.
Yeah, he was like 6 or 8 weeks old.
Because I think she got him around the same time I got Shayla.
Be right back.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, Tanya says I worked in a doctor's office and assisted in minor surgery. You wear the same mask for different procedures. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was 6 weeks in 2005. Yep. Yeah, he is blind though. I mean, he can't see worth a lick.
Yeah. Izzy can still find the doggy door, so we're still good on going out to do her business. So
that's good. You're awful, Mike. I'm not even going to read that. I'm not even going to read that out loud. I meant you wouldn't wear the same mask. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to remember kind of how we'd used to. It seems like we changed our masks when we went from room to room too. So that does make sense. He howls at the air. Yeah, he does do that. If he feels like he's by himself or alone or anything like that, he'll just sit there and howl and cry, and then as soon as Tina says, "Okay, Toby," and kind of calms him down, then he's fine. So crazy. So yeah, back to listing again today. I don't know what I'm gonna list. It's always that. I mean, it's not like, you know, I know I want to list. I know I need to list, but it's like, you know, what do you list? What do you want to dive into? So probably just keep the clothes thing going is my guess. But yeah, I know we had there was a news article for local news, and that said that somebody in our county just got back from like overseas Europe, area. They went to a bunch of different areas, and so they were definitely having trouble getting back home, and their flights were canceled, and just a big hoopla.
Mess.
Tanya says, "Come to my house and list for me." Nope, I'm good. I'm staying put. I don't plan on going out today. I probably will have to go to the post office, but that's a quick in and out, and so I'll be good. Just throw it at her and run out. So, yeah. Todd, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
I couldn't hear you because you weren't talking.
Oh.
You're not very talkative this morning.
Yeah.
Kind of in your own
I'm
little
still
world.
sleepy. I got up at 4:30. I kept having
dreams. Yep, good old dreams.
I think some of my new meds are making me dream more. And I'm like, quit it. Because they're never good dreams. I never hardly ever dream anything that's good. Like, I never start dreaming and go win the lottery, or I never start dreaming and get to eat a nice meal. I never get to dream and I'm on a beach somewhere. No.
Right.
I dream about teaching an unruly class of children. That's it's just stupid thing to dream, and you're just like, why did I dream that? I haven't taught school in 12 years.
Well.
So, yeah.
What'd they figure out?
1 week.
1 week?
Until what?
That you have to self-quarantine?
I don't know if I'm ready for this. I mean, I've been preparing myself for a long time, but I still go out.
You can't go out.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
But
so,
I just it's kind of realization, you know what I mean? Like,
now, can you use your vacation time for that?
I can, and I probably will.
Okay.
Unless.
So 7 days, basically.
Yep.
And you told Teresa already?
Oh, I don't want to tell Teresa. I'm just gonna have Brandon go get the note and go give it to her.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Then I won't have to worry.
That's right. You don't have to deal with that. Good idea. Good idea. Well, I mean, that's safe.
Yeah.
And,
it's probably just sinuses.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably just allergies or whatever.
I know you told them that just so you could have a few days off.
Yeah, right? That's why. I just had a few days off.
You don't need that money from work, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm rich enough.
Oh man, that's a. So did they say anything at the doctor's office about you testing for that?
She said self-quarantine for a week, and then after a week, let us know how you feel. Or, what your symptoms have been and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Didn't California get locked down?
They
Or no?
are. Well, they're. I guess you could say. I mean, it's been told that they need to stay in. That everybody, they need to stay in unless they have to get groceries or meds and stuff like that. I mean, but otherwise, everybody should be staying in. Or if they have to go to work, but I don't know. It's kind of like contradicting the whole thing, like we want you to stay in, but if you need to go to work, I don't know. Julie said there's a lot of places closing down, so they're definitely seeing the change.
Yeah.
So.
Tanya, it's not an awkward time for allergies here. When the weather changes back and forth like that, I usually do get sick, at least for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Shoot. Says when you get $1,000 from the government, save it for the cruise.
You know what? I was looking at numbers this morning, and I didn't realize that there was two cruise ships that were infected.
Oh, was there?
Yes. Yes, there was. There was two cruise ships. Let me see if I can find that. I didn't know that. Let me look here. Yeah, there was Diamond Princess Cruise and the Grand Princess Cruise. And there was, on the Grand Princess Cruise, there was one positive case, and then on the Diamond Princess, there was no. Well, let me look here. That's wrong. On the Diamond, there was nobody died, but there were 55 that were tested positive. And then on the Grand Princess, there was one died and 23 positive. Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah. Confirmed. So yeah, I didn't know that. I guess you learn something new every day, huh? Yeah. Well, I think that's one thing that they have to take into consideration, that if people are coming down with, runny noses and, all of those allergy symptoms, along with a fever, they need to be proactive and, tell people to stay home.
Yeah.
Especially with Sally's job, because, she's dealing with customers.
Yeah.
It'd be different if you were like in a little cubicle and all by yourself and on the phone, and, you didn't have to deal with the public at all. It'd be a little bit different, but yeah. Can't take no chances. And as much as that's going to mess up, the schedule and, staffing and everything, that's just what's got to have to happen.
Yeah.
It was bound to happen, really. But.
Well, and she was telling Brandon this morning that they were getting closer to closing at night. So
Well, maybe this is a good thing.
Maybe. Hi, Alana.
You got to be positive about it. Morning, Alana. I seen her. She had a nice little. She had like food prep. In jars and stuff. She did some vacuum sealing of food and
Cool.
because they're preppers. Which makes sense because she lives in Florida. You kind of have to be somewhat of a, be prepared for those hurricanes and, all the weather that comes through there. So let's see. Fishing and Pickett says Carnival Cruise Line has offered their fleet of ships to the United States as mobile hospital. That's interesting.
That's cool. I mean, as long as they, thoroughly clean it and everything, to, make sure that, people aren't going to get sick from the ship if there's, if there was anybody sick on there, thoroughly clean it and then, which
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And there's another, I think it's a naval boat, I think, and they are offering, I think they're trying to get that one to stay in port so they can use that as a hospital also. I can just imagine hospitals right now as far as like patients and, ERs. I remember our ER, I mean, it was nothing not to get a room. You had, you were lucky if you got a bed in the hallway.
Yeah. It was always busy.
So it was always busy, but it was the only hospital for, what was it, like 45 miles, 50-mile radius.
Well, what, Visalia?
Right.
And that's kind of how it is. We don't have a hospital here, which is crazy. It's always been crazy to me that we didn't have a hospital here because there's little towns, on the outside of this town. And so those little towns are actually closer to a hospital than we are. You know what I mean? But like for us, it's like 30 minutes to Grayling, 30 minutes to West Branch, 30 minutes 45 minutes to Cadillac, 45 minutes to Clare. So like in all different directions, I have 4 hospitals that I could choose from, but they're not here.
Right.
And I always just thought it was weird that there was nothing here and, that there's all these little surrounding towns which could use the hospital here too.
Right.
But
yeah, Alana says still haven't figured out how to store gas long term. Yeah, me neither. Who was it? I think it was Tina that said that it was $1.75 in North Carolina yesterday. Gas.
It's not that cheap here yet. It's still, I believe it's $1.93.
Yeah, that's pretty good though. I mean, as long as it's under $2, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It's $1.65 here.
Wow.
Get your gas cans filled.
I mean, wouldn't that like evaporate over time, wouldn't it?
What?
I mean, but you'll use it. I mean, if you use it and then replace, like, if you need it for a generator or something like that, then you'll have it. But also you could use it as regular gas, for your car.
Right.
And then just fill up the container again like you were getting gas. You would want to use it.
Right. Fishing and Picking says, try to find non-ethanol gas. It will keep for years if in an airtight container compared to 10% ethanol gas. Huh. Interesting. We have metal gas cans that we partially bury because of the heat, but the gas doesn't last long. Yeah.
Oh, so the heat is what
That's
is
what makes
what?
it go away, evaporate, basically.
Oh, Hank, stop it. We always listen to you.
She always says that. Y'all don't listen to me.
Well,
Nobody
so does Todd.
listens to me.
I think she's just making fun of Todd when she says that. Y'all don't listen to me. You don't watch my videos.
I listen to Hank, but then I ignore her. I don't reply back. I do that with everybody, though.
Are you sure you're not on another show, Hank?
Yeah.
So we had a whole convo about boat gas in depth multiple times. Oh my gosh. Yeah, go find you some of that non-alcohol gas or ethanol, not alcohol. Don't listen to me.
It's such a strange thing, the shortages this virus caused, because I still remember the gas shortages from the Nixon years when people would hoard gasoline, and
yeah,
it's just different. I mean, totally different now. Now, gas, you can buy all the gas you want.
Yeah.
You can get all the beer you want. You can get all the liquor you want, unless the liquor stores are shut. But that stuff's
not
still
toilet paper.
not toilet paper or meat.
Yeah, meat's been bad too.
Yeah, there was a sign in our meat aisle yesterday at the grocery store that said, "We're limiting buyers to 2 packages of chicken or 2 packages of ground beef."
Or so you couldn't get both?
No, you could get both. But
okay.
They were only letting you take 2 packages per customer, and I was like, what if you went back to the store 12 times a day? Could you get 24 packages? Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
Anyway, that's hard to enforce, I'm sure.
Alana says there's a run on washcloths now.
Washcloths, yeah.
Oh, I bet. Oh my god.
Especially the soft ones.
Yep.
The old scratchy ones, nah, not so much.
Yeah.
Be using one of those face buffs on your butt. Can you imagine? What do you call them? A poof? What's that thing that Gwen's got hanging in the shower? It's all frilly looking.
Yeah, it's like
she puts her body wash on it and then takes her shower with that poofy thing. Not that I ever peeked over and looked or anything, but but I see that poofy thing hanging on the. She got that poofy thing hanging on the where the water comes out the shower. You know that. The shower head. Yeah, shower head. That's where she hangs her poofy thing.
You know what's so funny that you're saying that word, because I just
poofy
watched.
Thing?
Who did I watched 50 First Dates, and you know how Adam Sandler does poof, the poof and the poof. It's so funny that you're saying that right now. It's just funny.
Loofah, yeah, that's what it is. A loofah. Is it a loofah?
Yeah,
it's kind of like that.
Kind of,
but it's more like a puff, poof. A poof thing.
Yeah, it's like knitted nylon stuff, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
how does that even absorb enough of the body wash to even do what it's? I don't.
I
I
don't
don't know. It lathers.
I
It
use
works.
a regular washcloth, and I know my little
I do too.
body wash stays on the washcloth while I'm.
Brandon uses a poof, and I use
I-
a washcloth.
I use a poof. But I gotta get another poof. Poof.
Oh,
Poof.
it is a poof, huh?
Poof.
Fine. I was using it the other day, and it like came unraveled, and it was just like, and it just kept going, and I was like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, it looks like somebody unspinning a roll of toilet paper when those things come apart.
My poof died.
It poofed.
Unpoofed.
It just kept unraveling, and I was like, oh my gosh. So now I got this thing that's like 10 foot long. Oh gosh. Good morning, Julie.
Lana says you better get 12, Valerie.
Right. It's on the list. I got my little list. So
Yeah.
I'll have to go out on Monday,
Poof hoarder.
hopefully.
Poof.
Hopefully I'll be able to. Hopefully martial law hasn't been installed yet.
Eat cheese.
I don't see how they would have enough people to enforce martial law for the whole country.
That would take a lot of people.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of national people in the National Guard, though. I mean, once they, call people and give them orders.
Walmart's giving their hourly associates a special cash bonus and early payment of Q1 bonus.
They can probably afford it now. They've had so many sales the last 3 weeks.
For sure.
Morning, Rita. She said Turlock is supposed to go in lockdown today.
What's a Turlock?
Turlock is a town.
Oh,
Yeah.
lockdown. What do you mean lockdown?
You would think though that they would it would be the governor that says who's going into lockdown, not mayors.
I don't know.
They have so many people too. Like you, Rita.
Well, I'm surprised. Rita, has your bank gone to has it closed the lobby and you just have Windows service now? Because I know a lot of banks are doing that.
Yeah, my bank did here.
Yeah.
I guess all the banks in town did. We got like 3 banks.
Yeah, there's a bank here. Of course, it doesn't have a drive up, so I don't know what they're doing. And then, she said no.
You might check back because ours just went no lobby yesterday.
Yeah.
If you haven't been in it 2 or 3 days, it may have changed.
No, that's what it's coming down to. Just decreasing that person-to-person contact. And Kansas now has 34 cases confirmed.
Which is up from yesterday. How much did they have yesterday?
30 something. It's up a couple, 2 or 3.
Oh.
I don't see how they know because not everybody has testing.
Right.
There's probably a ton more cases.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure once more of the testing the testers, you know, what they use to test it with. I'm sure once those are a little more, a little easier to get, or they distribute them, I'm sure there'll be more cases. Because I can't deal with all these people stressing me out.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy out there. You got to be careful. Protect yourself.
So were you able to find out about your safe deposit thing?
Me?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at it in almost a year,
Yeah.
but, no, I haven't asked. I don't have a reason I need to be in my safe deposit box for months at a time. I just put stuff in there and leave it. I think I got a pair of my old underwear in there or something that I don't need yet.
I had a friend, I was telling Sally about it. I had a friend that she got some, I guess you could say it was like special intel from her brother. And,
Hmm.
but, you know, he's saying that it's going to get a lot worse. I'll just put that out there. But she kind of took it as, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. And, you know, she took everything out of her bank, got groceries enough for a month, you know, that she could, you know, rice and beans and rice. And, you know, I don't know. It's crazy. I just hope everybody's okay, and, you know, just think about what you're doing. You know, try not to get too close to people.
Mm.
But still, I think the panic is greater than it needs to be, even though it's going up in cases.
Yeah.
I think the time to worry a lot is when the electricity goes out and doesn't come back on, or the
Right.
water in the faucet doesn't come out anymore, or
Right.
Hmm.
every gas station in the West Coast shuts down,
Right. I mean, you know, most people are going to be like Sally. You know, she wakes up in the morning, she's got a fever, she doesn't feel good. You know, she's kind of coffee and those are the things that you have to kind of be aware of. And it may not be, you know, it may not be anything. It may just be allergies. But
No,
do you want to take a chance? You
I
know?
I really don't like. I don't think it would be good for me to go and rely on how I feel
Mhm.
just because I've had allergies before. I've had sinus infection before.
Mhm.
And this is what it feels like to me. And I will have a low grade fever from, from like sinus infection and stuff like that. Or
Mhm.
while I have just regular allergies, I'll have um I'll have a fever sometimes. And so to me, I think just I'm not an expert, and I don't know that much about, the COVID-19.
Mhm.
And I have underlying issues. So to put myself, no, I don't feel short of breath. I don't feel that.
Yeah.
I have a scratchy throat. I have my sinuses feel like they're clogged up. And I had a 99.1 fever this morning. But my doctor says she wants me home for a week. And so I feel like right now is not the time to go against what your doctors say for
Right.
one thing. If you're, and your doctors probably don't know a whole lot more than you do
Right.
about what's going on right now. They're being told things from other places, so they they have to kind of direct us in the right way to go, but so they might have a little bit more intel, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And my nose is running. I'll be right back.
I got another funny video here. All right. They're interviewing this guy about what he's going to do in the when he's quarantined. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Because of coronavirus, you are going to be quarantined. You have a choice. Do you A, quarantine your wife and child, or B, me?
Did you hear that?
No,
You didn't hear it? Oh, crud. Let me do it again.
I heard. I don't know what I heard.
Let me get my mic a little closer here.
Because of coronavirus, you are going to be quarantined. You have a choice. Do you A, quarantine your wife and child, or B, me?
Can't hear it? Oh.
I
Sorry.
could hear it, but it was kind of like, I don't know. I couldn't make out what they were saying.
You said
It's
you're going to
probably
have to
just
be
me.
quarantined for coronavirus. Do you A, quarantine with your wife and child, or B? And the guy goes, B, as fast as he can say it.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Anyway.
Yep. Mary says, I never leave the house but once every 3 months anyhow. But I live in Michigan, so my sinuses are always a mess. Temp goes from 30 degrees to like today, 60. Yeah. They just have to they have to err on the side of caution, I mean, Sally did the right thing by calling her doctor and saying, look, I woke up with these symptoms. What do I do? And then they direct her to whatever she needs to do. My corona to my Sharona. Oh my God.
My corona.
Corona. There's some pretty good ones out there, I have to say. People are making use of their time off. Oh, excuse me. Too much caffeine. But
Yeah. Lots of stir crazy.
mm-hmm. Yep, indeed.
Can't go to a restaurant, can't go to a movie, can't go to church, can't go to wherever else you go.
So what do you do in this case where, okay, so you can't go anywhere to get, dinner because everything's closed, and but then you have to cook, but you can't get the groceries that you need to cook with. You can't buy any meat. So then what do you do?
I don't know. Just live on what you got stuck around the house until
I
it's
think-
gone.
I think that's what you got. You know, get inventive, I guess.
I got one of those freeze-dried 30-day food supplies for 2.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna break it open until everything else is gone.
Yeah. Mary says Nick was really sick for 2 weeks last month. He never ever misses work, and he was out for 2 weeks. Wow.
Well, that's like Gwen was saying at her school, people were getting sick and staying sick for like 2 weeks back in November. And Gwen swears that had to be Corona.
Mhm.
I don't know, but
Very good possibility.
keto fasting. Live on love, yeah.
Mhm. And this says, I told my husband this is the longest we have gone since getting together that we haven't gone out to eat. 15 years. Oh, Alana says her tomatoes and peppers sprouted. Never grown from seed before, so this is exciting. That's cool. No, Tom, shut up. You know me, I yawn at anything. Just because I'm a
Yeah.
little bit cold.
You weren't yawning when you landed with that parachute.
No, I was not. I have to say, I was not. But I wasn't cold. I'm cold this morning.
Hmm.
So it's only 27 degrees.
It's a little cooler here today. We're only in the 50s all day. Rain, man, we've had a lot of rain.
What's that song? Rain makes corn. Corn makes whiskey.
Hmm.
Yeah, Liz says my 9-year-old was super sick in November, 2 rounds of antibiotics, and it didn't even knock it out. I don't know. I don't know what to. I think there was a lot of people at the beginning of the year that definitely had something, maybe other than. Oh, sorry. Ugh. I need to get me some coffee or something. Warm me up. Yeah, I definitely think that there was some cases that were pre-coronavirus that were actually corona.
Yeah, you just don't know.
You don't know. You don't know. It's hard here because of the heat, and we have sand, not dirt. Oh, because of the wildflowers. Yeah, I mean, and probably a lot of that was if it was probably a true virus, what you did have, and so you, of course, your body isn't going to respond to that. Yeah, that could be true, Liz. I've heard different stories on how long like the germs would last on an item like a door handle or, wrapper or anything like that. And they said 2 hours. But then Sally said their doctor said 5 hours. So everybody's got their own idea, I guess.
I was kind of wondering what the shortage in the future is going to be. I think toilet paper and meat will catch back up to what it was.
Sure, it'll build back up.
But stuff we get into our ports
Right.
that are basically shut down now, that kind of stuff is going to start going in short supply. Like we get most of our bananas from South America.
Mhm.
So I think stuff like that is in the future going to be more shortage than meat or toilet paper or the stuff we're short on now. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I mean, what do we get from China that we use every day? Quite a few things, probably.
Yeah, quite a few. Probably 75%, maybe. Maybe not that much.
Yeah, well,
There's a good percentage, though, I would say.
probably 75% of hard goods,
Mhm.
like just little electronics like razors or radios or flashlights or light bulbs, or most of that's made overseas now.
Mhm. Yeah, Mary says that here they may shut down FedEx. I'm sure that's a possibility. I gotta get some coffee.
Cars. We get a lot of cars from Korea and Japan and auto repair parts. A lot of pharma comes from China, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Just regular Tylenol and aspirin and stuff like that.
And prescriptions. A lot of
Really?
prescriptions. Uh-huh. Are made in China. Yep. Gotta get warmed up here.
I mean, has all like shipping containers stopped coming from China? It probably has, hasn't it?
Well, the ports are closed,
Ports are closed.
so there's no way to get that stuff in. Ugh.
So
But once the distribution companies are empty, we're basically going to be screwed.
how about oil oil tankers? I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
What you got?
So it says IRS will move tax filing deadline to July 15th. National income tax filing day ahead to July 15th, 3 months after the normal deadline. The extension ordered by President Trump.
That's probably a good thing.
Without interest or penalties. Well, that's
Shoot,
good.
I did my taxes too early then. I just got them turned in yesterday.
Day early and a dollar short, huh?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, that gives me a little bit more time. I haven't done mine.
Valerie Sue.
What? It's not like it's a week away. I got like a month. A
Oh,
little
I
less.
thought it was.
It's April 15th,
Oh, okay.
but now it's July 15th.
Oh,
They extended it. No, you still have to file, but you have till July. And you might want to check that just to make sure. You might want to check that out on your own, because I don't want to be responsible for anybody saying, well, you said.
Well, you said.
We ain't doing that. I thought you still had to file, but you didn't have to pay till July 15th if you owed with no pen. Yeah, you might want to check that out, but it says that's what it's giving me. That's what it's telling me.
I gotta go pull the pork loin out of the freezer.
The what?
The pork loin.
Oh.
Be right back.
Yeah, so definitely look into that. Let's see, I'm doing ours this. Yeah, I mean, figured since they extend it, I will get it done. Yeah, Mike says, yeah, that's what I'll tell the IRS. Well, I heard it from Valerie on the morning show. Thanks. Yeah, I'll have to double check that. But I think it's looking to me, from what I can tell from it, it looks like it is. Your filing date is pushed back to July 15th. I know. I thought she said port wine too. I was like, dang, you're starting early. I am planning on getting a CPA for this year for these taxes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I've got somebody that I plan on going to. I just haven't made the appointment and got it done. So, the hookers are having problems with this whole 6-foot separation. Oh my gosh. Only you, Tom. Only you would say that. That's true, Cindy. That's a good way to think of it. Cindy said, I heard about the extended date a while ago, but I'm still getting mine done because what if I get sick? That makes sense. I wouldn't wait until like July 10th to, till the very end I know I'm kind of pushing it right now, but
Well, most people who expect a refund probably already did theirs anyway,
Mhm.
because they wanted their money back. Me, I
oh,
have to pay every year, so
and this says I tried to get a CPA and they weren't taking any new people. That's weird. I would try a couple of different ones then.
they weren't taking new people.
That's weird. How would you not take any new customers?
If they already have too much of a,
Well, maybe so.
Yeah, if they've already got too many customers. I don't know.
Sounds like a good problem to have, baby.
mhm.
Sorry, I can't take you. I got more money than what I know what to do with. No. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, leave me alone
Oh.
with Sally. That's not dangerous.
Oh, I just seen a recipe for bread in the crock pot. So if you need bread,
Just make your own.
yeah.
But that means you gotta have flour.
Yep. And it uses active dry yeast too. Brandon usually makes homemade bread sometimes. But he's never done it in the crock pot. He's always done it in the oven.
We got a bread maker up in the cabinet. We haven't used it for 8 years, probably.
Oh my God. Sell it. Yep. Tom says 2019 was last year for us having any dependents. Yeah, it's kind of different. I don't have any of that, Rita. It's kind of different not having any dependents after you've had them for so long. And then like, you know, you can't count that on your taxes. And so you have to, I always make sure that I pay in enough to where I get a good return. Oh, Mary says I'm gonna try and make her own cheese in the next few weeks. Been wanting to try it for a while now. Anissa says, yep, it's true. Tax deadline is July 15th. Well, that's good. That's good that they're giving people a little bit of time. You know, some people are really having, you know, I'm sure they're having a really hard time. Well, they announced it on Twitter. Yeah, I put a package out yesterday to get picked up by the post office, and I don't know if I was too late. I don't think I was too late, but I guess I could have been. It was like, because I didn't wake up until when 10 something yesterday. And but my my mailman doesn't usually come until 11 or noon. And I don't know, they didn't pick it up yesterday. So hoping that they didn't not pick it up because of other reasons, you know. I'm hoping that I was too late getting it out there. Need to install. Need to install your printer again.
So how's Brandon's procedure progressing? Is he pretty healed up now?
Yeah, he's pretty good. Actually.
That's good.
Yeah. As of like yesterday, I tried to pack it and it was too healed to pack. So he's pretty good. I didn't really think it was going to take that long for it to heal up, but it looks like he is good.
That's
And
good.
there's no residual infection or anything there.
Nope.
Okay, that's good.
It looks good.
It looks good.
As good as it can look, I should say.
Yeah. Never mind.
Still not pretty. It's still not pretty, but it's as good as it can look. Oh, Karen says I am changing my pickup from 2 to 3 day, and my postal carrier is a little overwhelmed right now, and with extra packages to pick up, and I would rather not be late with eBay. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. If I see that they're having a problem picking things up, which they don't usually, you know, have that problem because there's not a whole lot of people that sell. But you know, if I find out that they're having a problem picking up packages, I'll change my time too.
Yeah. I still have the 2 day, but I usually ship next day anyway. But the 2 day, I'm gonna keep that on.
Yeah.
I've had that on for a while and it works.
I don't know if it's if it was my fault or not, because I woke up late yesterday, but whenever I checked my packages out, I guess they had already come.
I do know that like today is the where they do your evaluation or whatever, and I noticed that on one of the messages that they sent out from eBay that if you are top rated and you're suspecting that you'll be dropped down to, like it says, the forecast, and it'll say, you know, if you're going down to above standard, they're actually giving you more time to get that. They're not gonna go down to above standard. They're gonna keep your top rated the same.
Oh, good.
So they're not dropping anybody down. That supposedly that's supposed to help some people. So,
well, my uploaded and on time and validated is 100% right now. So if I do get one, you know, that's probably not gonna hurt that
right
that much, but
yeah, that's true. Anissa says, yep, it's true. Tax deadline is July 15th. That's good.
So don't have to file it for an extension to get that date, or is just
No,
automatic?
it's an automatic.
Huh.
Well,
Dang,
because they had to close a lot of they closed like all of the IRS like
Buildings and stuff.
yeah, they closed those down. About it was like right at the beginning when this all kind of broke out. There was something in the news that said that they had closed. And I'm sure with I don't know how much of that can be done like at home, you know, like with data entry and stuff like that, but maybe that's the way they're going
Yeah.
with that to still process things.
they would have
Otherwise-
to eventually if this keeps dragging on.
Otherwise,
Mhm.
nothing's gonna get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about filing for unemployment if you need it?
You
Is
just
that
go
all
on-
done online now?
It's all done online.
Mm,
I mean,
Yeah.
you can call still. People that don't have access, they can call,
Mhm.
but it's going to take a long time to get through
Hmm.
to a person.
Yeah.
yeah.
My son did his while we were gone yesterday, and he said it was really easy.
Yeah. Well, I heard claims are double what they were at this time last year.
Oh, I'm sure.
So there's a lot of people out of work. Dang it.
Mhm. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a rough next 2 weeks. I think it's gonna be kind of. I definitely think it's gonna be
Yeah. You folks on hourly pay, you're gonna, as soon as you run out of your savings account, man.
if you have a savings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of people, it's just week paycheck to paycheck, and there's nothing, there's no cushion.
Right.
Yeah. I don't, I guess Gwen and I are fortunate. She's gonna have paychecks through August anyway, even if she got laid off. And I should have paychecks until I die, but I don't know. There's no telling how, because the Texas Teacher Retirement Fund is invested.
Mhm.
So if all those investments go south, like the Texas Teacher Retirement Fund took a big hit when Enron did their thing back in the day. Remember the Enron
Yep.
Mhm.
gas company that ripped off America to the tune of billions and billions of dollars?
Mhm.
Texas Teacher Retirement Fund took a big hit over that.
Crazy. No, we didn't sing no songs. Hank. No singing songs today.
I got the virus blues. They coming down on me. I got the virus blues. I'm gonna go take a pee. I got the blues coming down because I got a virus in my shoes. Corona, Corona, you badass Corona.
Grab your lemons for
You're
your
coming down
Corona.
on me. I got
Don't forget the
Corona
lemons.
blues. They going down to my shoes.
The lockdown blues. You gotta laugh about this stuff because if you didn't laugh, you'd cry.
Yes, this is true. Somebody posted a picture. Next year, school pics be like, and it looks like the kid from Land of the Lost. Like he looks like an ape man, or a caveman. He looks like a little caveman.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot take a poo because the TP's gone. I got the virus blues. Oh, sorry.
I don't know for how long.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Corona down on me.
We love you too, Rita.
No
Oh
meat
my
in
God.
grocery stores. Neither is there in the eggs. Sorry. Yeah, our egg aisle was empty yesterday too. Not a single egg.
Huh.
Had to go rob some bird nests this spring when they start raising their chicks.
There you go. Get you some ostrich eggs.
He took it to the poo. Yeah, dude. With the shortage of toilet paper, I'm surprised we haven't talked even more about poo.
Right?
I mean, we talk a lot about poo anyway, but
Fish
Hey,
and Pickin'
this-
says, Todd, sing the chat. We type the lyrics and you sing it for us. Oh my gosh.
Maybe this is all what happens because we didn't share that one message to 10 people on Facebook.
What? Karen posted a link and she said a tractor trailer of stolen toilet paper. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen that one yet. That's crazy.
Somebody stole a tractor trailer full of toilet paper.
That's what she says.
Yeah, they probably got armed guards riding shotgun from the Kimberly Clark factory in Louisiana now.
Probably so.
Head off them rustlers. We got toilet paper in the back. Yeah.
People are mugging truckers in Illinois. Good morning, Joanna.
Good God.
I don't know. Getting kind of rocky. You know, people are getting scared. People get scared, they start doing stupid stuff.
You think that wouldn't be the case, but then you watch a TV show like the Trailer Park Boys and you go, yeah, there's people like that out there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. I was glad I actually had some put away that I didn't even know about.
Ike says, right, share this money out for the next 10 minutes or you have to wipe your butt with Brillo pads. They tried to warn us.
Yep. Yeah, if I had some moolah, I'd be investing in paper companies, definitely.
Well, for a while. They'll catch back up on that. I feel
Oh, yeah.
confident the paper
Oh, yeah.
will catch up, but
We'll come back. It's just a fad right now. You know, and definitely people are out there trying to, you know, I can understand the trying to grab as much as you can because you don't know when you're going to get more.
Yeah.
But, you know, if everybody's doing that, nobody's going to get any.
Not change the subject,
No.
but when me and Brandon were driving home yesterday from Grayling, and there's a base in Grayling, there was these 18-wheel trucks, and they were coming from Camp Grayling, and or that turn off. So I don't, from that exit.
Right.
But so they were coming from that exit, but they had these, what they look like to me was little Toyota trucks with like with like wood slats on the back. They were brand new, but they looked like work trucks. But they were so weird looking. They looked like they were from Japan.
Okay.
Like, how in Japan there's those small trucks that just have the cab, and then on the back of it they just have like a bed with like slats on the sides.
Right.
And on the back.
Right.
That's what they were. There was like 4 18-wheelers, and they each had 2. But I was like, that's such a weird thing that's coming from Camp Grayling right now. All right.
I got Corona blues. Can't get no toilet paper.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's so crazy that, some places are, I mean, like how California says that, they're limiting people to go out and stuff. Why don't they do that everywhere?
I don't know.
Your brother called you asking for toilet paper?
He said, I told him I've resorted to coffee filters. He said, I'll wipe with pages from the Bible. As a teen, he rolled joints from the same Bible.
Yep, there goes Paul up in smoke.
Yep.
Starting on Hebrews next.
Well, see, like how New York is like bombarded with this, and hi, Summer.
You got 2 minutes. You made it.
Yep.
You made it for 2 minutes of the show. Good job.
And California has so many people and stuff. Why aren't they seeing that if they don't slow the spread, that it's just going to get worse?
Yeah.
And just make it a national thing. Not saying that they even have to do martial law, but if they see somebody out and about, escort them back home. If they don't look like they're out for a good reason.
I mean, but how can you tell that though?
If they're at the beach playing football, if they're out there laying out, if I mean, maybe just slightly make it to where, hey, you got to get home. If you're not out to get food or medicine, you need to be home.
Yeah.
Maybe some people don't follow the news.
That's where your martial law is going to have to come into. And they're going to have curfews and.
For sure.
Stay safe. Stay safe, Summer.
Yeah. So Joanna says, seriously, does anyone have any masks? My husband needs some for work. And Liz says, I have dust masks, Joanna. I can send a couple. I don't have any masks here.
All I have is like the hospital masks that are just throwaway masks.
Yeah. I mean, those are going to be hard to come by right now.
I mean, a dust mask wouldn't do anything more than, say, a bandana, would they?
That's what I was
Right.
thinking. Maybe just get some bandanas and use those for the time being.
And you can buy those in surplus right now, and
Of course, everybody wearing bandanas are going to look like semi-truck hijackers. No, I'm just wearing my bandana to keep virus off of me.
I think that would probably be the best way to go. You know, I mean, considering you can't get a, I mean, Liz says she has a few, so I'm sure you can get a couple from her. But
see, Mary, that's what I think too. I think it's just the weather change, and I always get sick around this time.
yeah, they would be washable.
That's
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. If they'd actually be better than a mask because you can wash them.
Yeah.
And you can buy them like 10 in a pack.
But I mean, if you can't, she says, I keep trying to get him to wear a bandana. But you know how men are. If they're not going to do anything, they're not going to do it. They're not going to wear it. They're going to
But
fight.
yeah, even if he has masks, he's not going to wear them then.
I mean, he may wear just a regular mask. He may wear those, but he may not be interested in wearing a bandana, So.
Get those little cloth diapers, just slap one on your head.
That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh.
Get some ass pads and cut them up.
There you go. Good idea.
Of course, you're going to need those for toilet paper.
Oh my goodness, Sally.
Right.
Sounds horrible. Well, I guess it's time for us to go. I hope everybody has a great day. Get some listing done. Don't let this hinder your listing, and try to get some sales.
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Good night, everybody. Pull your earlobe.
As I take off my house shoes and put on my tennis shoes.
Yep.
Isn't that a Mr. Rogers song?
No, that's Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking Mr. Rogers.
It's
All right,
a wonderful day in the neighborhood. I got the Corona blues. Would you be fine?
Bye, guys.
Would you be my Corona?
See you Monday. Stay safe.